I found out on our anniversary. She thought I forgot the date, but I was actually planning a surprise. The real surprise was the necklace and the glove box, with a note. You deserve all of me. Love, L. My name doesn't start with L. When I asked her, she said, it felt right. So, did what I did next.
All right.
Let me start from the beginning because this still messes me up when I think about it.
I'm 38.
Name's Nick. I've lived in Boise, Idaho my whole life. I work in HVAC. Mostly maintenance and installs for homes and small businesses. It's not glamorous, but it pays good, and I like working with my hands. I'm not flashy. I've never cheated. I've never even thought about it. When I married Lauren 10 years ago, I thought I hit the jackpot. She was smart, pretty, kind, or at least I thought she was. We met when I was working on a unit for her office building. She worked the front desk for a property management company. She was easy to talk to, real friendly. We started grabbing coffee after work, then dating a few weeks later. I was head over heels. We moved in together fast, like within 6 months. Got married after 5 years. Some folks said we rushed it, but I felt good about it. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad either. Or maybe I just didn't notice the cracks. She wanted kids early on. I wanted to wait until we were more stable. That caused some arguments. But we always made up and I thought we were okay. Now I'm realizing I was just blind. Our 10-year anniversary was coming up and I wanted to do something big. Lauren always said she hated when men stopped trying after marriage. So I made sure I didn't. I planned a dinner at her favorite restaurant, Chandler's. Not cheap, but worth it. She loves their crab cakes and wine list. On top of that, I booked a weekend cabin up in McCall. Just the two of us. No phones, no work, just quiet. The whole thing was going to be a surprise. I didn't tell her anything. Not even a hint. About a month before the date, she started acting weird. Short with me. Always on her phone. Late from work a lot. Said it was because her team was understaffed. I believed her. I'm an idiot. Morning of our anniversary, I kissed her goodbye and said I had a long day ahead. She barely looked up from her coffee. Just gave me a and went back to scrolling on her phone. That evening, I came home early. Walked in with flowers. She was sitting on the couch in sweats, hair up in a messy bun, watching some reality show. She looked at me like I just killed her dog. What's that for? She asked. I said, happy anniversary.
She scoffed.
I figured you forgot. I told her to go get dressed. Told her we had dinner reservations. She dragged her feet. Said she was tired. That maybe we should just order in. I practically begged her to come. Finally, she got up and went to change. On the drive, she was quiet. Not in a peaceful way. Just cold. Her phone buzzed a few times, but she kept it face down. I didn't say anything. I kept thinking she'd snap out of it once we got to dinner. On the way downtown, I stopped at the Chevron by Vista to fill up. She said she wanted a Red Bull, so she went inside. While I was waiting for the tank to fill, I opened the glove box to toss some old napkins and receipts. That's when I saw it. A small velvet box. At first, I smiled. I thought maybe she was surprising me. I opened it. Inside was a necklace. Simple, silver, heart-shaped pendant. Looked new. Tucked inside was a small folded note. You deserve all of me. Love, L. My name is Nick. There's no L in my name. My brain didn't catch up at first. I kept looking at the note, reading it again and again. My hands started shaking. She came back to the car, got in, popped her drink open. I didn't say anything at first. I closed the glove box and started driving. My heart was pounding. My palms were sweaty. A few blocks later, I asked, Hey, did you get me something? She looked over, surprised. What? For our anniversary. She smiled like I was being cute.
No.
I didn't think we were doing gifts this year. I nodded. The necklace and the glove box says otherwise. She froze. Didn't say a word for a good 10 seconds. Then she laughed, this nervous, fake-sounding laugh. Oh, that's not for you. I kept my eyes on the road. Then who's it for? She didn't answer. I pulled the car over near a closed dental office. Put it in park. Who's it for, Lauren? Still nothing. Say it, I said. She whispered it. Luke. I didn't know a Luke. I asked her who he was. New guy at work. IT. I asked how long. She said 3 months. 3 months. We were sleeping in the same bed, eating the same food, sharing a life. And she was screwing a guy from IT behind my back. I asked her why. She said, "You've been distant."
No é palegui. No te ars.
Just excuses. I started the car again. She asked where I was going. I told her, "To your office." She panicked. Why? I said, "To give him the damn necklace. Since he deserves all of you." She begged me not to. Said it would ruin everything. I said, "Good." I parked in the visitor lot. She refused to get out, so I did. I walked in holding the box. The receptionist looked up. I asked if Luke from IT was around. Said I had something for him. He came down. Maybe mid-30s. Skinny. Looked like the kind of guy who calls women milady. I handed him the box. "This was in my wife's glove box," I said. "Thought you should have it." He opened it. His face went white. I turned and walked out. Lauren was still in the car, crying. I didn't care. We drove home in silence. I slept in the guest room. She tried to come in, knocking softly. I ignored her. Next morning, she was gone. Her closet was empty. Bathroom stuff gone. She left a note on the kitchen counter.
I'm sorry.
I never meant to hurt you. Please don't hate me. I left. Then I burned the note in the backyard grill. A few days later, her friend Sarah texted me. Said Lauren was staying with her. That she was heartbroken. That it wasn't serious with Luke. Turns out Luke didn't want her. Said he didn't sign up to ruin a marriage. I didn't reply. Then her mom called. Said Lauren made a mistake. Said I should talk to her. I didn't. I started planning something else. Something that would stick. Because sorry wasn't enough. I waited. Not for her to come back. Not for her to apologize again. I waited for the anger to settle into something useful. Something I could build on. She thought I'd cry. Thought I'd fall apart. Maybe try to win her back. She didn't know me as well as she thought. First thing I did was change the locks. Then I went to our joint bank account and moved half into my own separate one. I didn't drain it. Just took what was mine. Fair and square. I didn't want to give her a reason to cry to a judge. After that, I called a lawyer. A guy named Dave I met through a buddy who'd gone through a nasty divorce. Dave was blunt and sharp. I told him what happened. He said, "Let her be the one to run. That always plays better." So I waited again. She didn't file for anything. She thought I'd do it. She still wanted to be the victim in all this. Like I hurt her by finding out. Then about 2 weeks later, she showed up at my job. I was working on a furnace at a rental duplex. Cold outside. I was on my knees when I saw her car pull up. She stood there on the gravel driveway in a long coat, like she wanted to look sad but classy. She said, "Can we talk?" I said, "You've got 5 minutes." She said she made a mistake. That she missed me. That Luke meant nothing and he misled her. I asked, "Did he mislead you into taking your clothes off? Or into writing that sweet little note?" She started crying. I stared at her. I felt nothing. Then she said something that almost made me laugh. "I think we could still fix this." I said, "We?" She nodded. "I think if we go to therapy, maybe talk to someone." I cut her off.
You left. You packed up and ran.
You don't get to come back like it was a bad dream. She stepped closer. "Nick, please. I made a mistake. People mess up." I shook my head. This wasn't a mistake.
It was a choice.
You had months to stop. She was quiet for a second. Then she got mad. "You were distant. You never wanted kids. You never asked me how I felt anymore." I stepped back. "So, cheating was the answer?" She didn't say anything after that. I turned and walked back into the building. Slammed the service door behind me. I didn't hear from her for a while after that. A week, maybe 2. Then I found out she was trying to move back into the house while I was at work. I came home and saw her car in the driveway. Her stuff was in the hallway again. Boxes, shoes, her damn pink hair dryer sitting on the kitchen counter like nothing happened. She came out of the bedroom like she owned the place. "I'm moving back in," she said. "We need to talk." I said, "You lost that right when you left." She said, "It's still my house too." I didn't argue. I called my lawyer. He told me to be careful. Idaho's a community property state. Until a divorce is filed, she's still got rights to that house. Fine. So I moved into the garage. Slept on a cot next to my tools. Brought a padlock and locked it from the inside. I went to work early, came home late, barely said a word to her. She tried to act like we were normal. Made dinner one night. Sat on the couch watching one of our old shows. I didn't bite. Then came the twist I didn't expect. She started posting on Facebook. Long, sad posts. About how some people can't forgive. About betrayal on both sides. About being made to feel like a stranger in your own home. People started messaging me. Mutual friends. Even my aunt called. "What happened between you two?" she asked. I told her the truth. Word for word. Screenshots of the necklace note. Date stamp on the photo. The exact day of our anniversary. I even posted the truth once. Just once. Short and simple. She cheated on me. Bought another man a gift. Left. Now she wants back in. I said no. That's the whole story. That post got 100 likes and a dozen comments. Mostly people saying they were sorry or that I was doing the right thing. Lauren went silent online after that. I thought she was finally getting the message. Then 3 days later, I woke up to my garage door wide open. My cot was slashed with a box cutter. My tools scattered. My favorite Milwaukee drill gone. She didn't leave a note this time. I called the cops. Filed a report. Didn't point fingers, but I told them my wife had access and there was a history of conflict. She came home that night like nothing happened. I asked her where she went. She said she was with a friend. That's when I checked the front door camera. She came out at 2:17 a.m., garage key in hand, carrying a bag. I confronted her with the footage. She denied it. Said it must be old. I told her to leave. She said no. So I made another call. This time, I called her job. I told them what was going on. Told them their IT guy was messing around with a married coworker. That it was causing legal drama now. I didn't yell. I was calm, professional. Gave names, dates, and screenshots. Turns out Luke was still working there. And so was she. Not for long. 2 days later, she stormed into the garage screaming, "You got me fired?" I said, "No, you did that to yourself." She threw a mug at the wall and left. That night, I filed the official divorce papers. It wasn't revenge yet, but I was getting close. Things got worse after I filed. I thought she'd take the hint and disappear. Instead, she doubled down. She contested the divorce. Said I was being cruel and emotionally abusive. Said I abandoned the marriage by refusing to communicate. Her lawyer filed a petition asking for half the house, half my retirement and spousal support. That part hit hardest. I'd been the one working 60-hour weeks for years, while she took random part-time jobs and figured herself out. Now, she wanted a check every month because she got caught cheating? My lawyer told me to stay calm, document everything and not lose it. But I was done playing nice. Here's where things turned. A guy I know from work, Derek, used to work in security systems. He helped me install 2 hidden cameras inside the house. Nothing illegal. It's my house too. One in the hallway. One in the living room. I didn't tell her. A few days later, I caught everything. She was having people over when I was gone. Not just friends, men. 2 of them. I saw her on camera drinking wine, sitting on the couch with a guy, rubbing his leg. They didn't even try to hide it. She had them in my house, on my furniture, laughing like I was already out of the picture. Then I got the audio. One night she was on the phone. Didn't realize she was in view of the camera. She was talking to someone, maybe her mom or a friend. She said, word for word, "I just have to ride this out. He'll give up eventually. Once I get the house, I'll sell it and start fresh. He's too soft to fight back." That was the moment something flipped in me. Too soft? She had no clue. I took all that footage, videos, timestamps, audio, and sent it to my lawyer. We filed a motion the next morning. Claimed adultery, misrepresentation, and misuse of property. We also submitted a request for an emergency hearing with a copy of the footage. Her lawyer tried to delay it. Said I was violating her privacy. Judge disagreed. Ruled the footage valid. Said it proved she was not only unfaithful but actively disrespecting shared property. That changed everything. Suddenly, she wasn't so smug. Her lawyer started backing off the spousal support request. They dropped the claim for half my retirement too. But the house was still on the table. I couldn't afford to lose it. So I went deeper. I pulled up our old text messages. Back when she first started her job, she texted me about Luke. Called him cute but said he's not my type. This was over a year ago. She was planting seeds early. I found a journal she left behind in the move out. She used to write in it during lockdown. Most of it was boring, but one entry stood out. Sometimes I wonder what life would be like with someone more exciting. Nick is steady, but I feel invisible around him. I scanned that too.
Sent it in.
Not to the court. To her parents. Her mom had been guilt-tripping me for weeks, saying I owed it to Lauren to give her a second chance. I sent that page, along with a short note. This is what she really thinks of me. Her mom never replied. But 3 days later, I heard Lauren yelling on the phone in the driveway. Something about sticking her nose where it didn't belong. I didn't ask. I just went back to work. Then came the next twist. I got a call from Luke. He left a voicemail.
Said he wanted to talk.
Sounded nervous. I called him back out of curiosity. He picked up right away. Started rambling. Said Lauren lied to him. Told him she was already separated when they hooked up. Said he didn't know she was still living with me. Said he had no idea she was planning to move him into my house.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said. She told me once this was all settled, we'd get a fresh start. New place. But then she mentioned your house. I freaked out.
I didn't want to be dragged into that.
Asked if he'd put any of that in writing. He hesitated. Then said, if it keeps her away from me, sure.
He emailed me that night. Full timeline.
Dates, texts, screenshots. Even one where she told him, once I get the house, we'll finally be able to be together properly. I sent that straight to my lawyer. We filed a new affidavit with Luke's statement attached. It wrecked her case. The next hearing, her lawyer barely said a word. The judge looked through everything. Then asked her one question. Why did you bring another man into the home you were still legally sharing with your husband? She didn't answer. Didn't have to. The judge gave me temporary exclusive possession of the house. Said she had to leave within 48 hours. She screamed. Right there in court.
Cried.
Told the judge she had nowhere to go. He said, then you should have thought about that before you made your choices. She moved out the next day. I changed the locks again. This time for good. The final court date was set for 3 weeks later. It was supposed to be a simple wrap-up. Property split, divorce finalized, done. But I wasn't done yet. I wanted her to feel what I felt the day I found that necklace. The disgust. The humiliation. The betrayal. She still walked around like she was the victim, like everything just got out of hand. That wasn't enough for me. I needed her to understand how deep she'd cut me and how far I'd go to make sure she never forgot it. So I waited until the week before the final hearing. And then I invited everyone. Her parents. Her old friends. Her co-workers from the property office. Even Luke. I sent him a message. Final court day. If you want closure, show up. He didn't reply. But he came. I walked into the courthouse that morning in a button-up shirt and jeans. I didn't need to dress up. I had the truth. Lauren walked in wearing a navy blue suit like she was applying for a promotion. Her hair done up.
No es mal.
She looked at me and tried to soften her face, like we could still walk away from this on good terms.
I didn't smile back.
We walked into the courtroom. My lawyer nodded at me, calm as always. The judge sat down and asked if we were ready to proceed. That's when I said, "Your Honor, I have a final statement." Lauren's lawyer objected, said we'd already submitted everything, but the judge allowed it. I stood up, took a folder out of my bag. Inside were 5 things. A copy of the necklace note, blown up on a single sheet of paper. The timeline Luke gave me signed. A photo of Lauren sitting next to another guy on my couch from the hidden cam. Her journal page about me being steady and her feeling invisible. And last, a photo of the garage cot she slashed and the drill she took, filed as part of the police report. I handed it all to the court clerk. The judge looked through it slowly. Lauren didn't speak. Her lawyer leaned in and whispered something, but she didn't move. Then the judge looked at me and said, "Mr. Davis, what are you requesting?" I said it clear. I want the house. I want my retirement untouched. And I want a public record that states this marriage ended because of infidelity and intentional misconduct. He looked at her lawyer. Response. Her lawyer looked at her, then said, "No objection." It was over.
Just like that.
The judge granted the divorce. I got the house. I kept my retirement. She got nothing. No spousal support. No assets. No sympathy. And then came the part one didn't plan, but it was perfect. As we walked out of the courtroom, Luke approached her. He didn't yell, didn't curse.
Just handed her something.
A small, folded envelope. She opened it. Inside was the necklace she gave him, the same one I'd found in the glove box, with her notes still attached. He said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "I don't want a woman who cheats on her husband, even if it's with me.
Keep it.
Maybe the next guy will believe your lies." She looked like she'd been slapped. People around us stopped and stared. Lauren stood there, frozen. Face red, hands shaking, tears starting to spill. I walked past her. Didn't look back. 2 months later, I sold the house. Took the money, moved out to Spokane to be closer to my sister and her kids.
Bought a smaller place.
Got a dog. Started fresh. One night, I got a message on Facebook. It was from Lauren. All it said was, "I lost everything." I didn't reply. Not because I didn't care anymore, but because I did care. About myself. I blocked her. Some wounds you don't heal by revisiting. You heal them by making damn sure the person who cut you never gets the chance to touch you again. She thought she could break me. She didn't realize I was the kind of man who gets stronger when he's left with nothing. And now she's the one with nothing. That's not just karma. That's justice.